Hey South Medford, I wanted to make a quick video for you as I got some information last night that about the gradebook and the gradebook system and why some of the glitches are happening. And by now you've probably gotten that email as well too. And I wanted to make a quick video to help guide us through the process, hopefully smoothly. First of all, if you have any questions or you need any help, let me know. Let us know. We're happy to help. But I want to tell you what's going on and how do we fix it. That's what this video is about. And in order to understand what's going on, we have to start at the beginning of first trimester. And if a teacher wanted to put something into the gradebook at the beginning of first trimester, there were three categories, three groups as Canvas calls them, three buckets wherein a teacher could do so. There was the process category, the process group as Canvas calls it, the formative, and then the summative category groups. And the process accounted for 0% of the grade. In many cases, the formatives, depending on PLC choice, was roughly 20% of the grade, and a summative would have been 80% of the grade. Then we hit midterm, and we announced that we're going to be switching to a points-based grading system, and that has some implications. One of the implications is that as we move to the second half of the first trimester, there's some things that were linked between the two halves that we can't just quite divorce right yet. And one of those are the buckets. You're still gonna see the process, formative, summative buckets show up in your second half of first term gradebook. And so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to create new buckets with the correct settings based on points, not on a weighting system. If you want to weight something that you're putting in the gradebook, it will be based on the number of points that you have. Now the next question is, why not just delete the old buckets? Well, that's because when I talked about things being linked together, if we just delete the old buckets, then it's going to affect all of the scores and the grading for the first half of first trimester, and we don't want to do that. So we want to leave the old buckets alone and just not use them. And we want to create new points-based buckets that aren't calculated based on a weighted percentage, as we did have in the first half of first trimester. So Dan's going to take us through the process and tell us how to make Canvas calculate grades based on a points system. And then he's going to show you how to create new buckets and make sure they factor in correctly.
Hey Panthers, how we doing? It is Mr. Woodward here. Mr. Hamasu has told you the what is going to change. I'm going to show you really quick how this change looks on your Canvas in regards to setting up your gradebook. So first thing you're going to do is get on your Canvas and you're going to go to your assignments tab. And you will notice on your assignments tab, you'll still have your process, formative, and summative categories. We're not going to be using these anymore. And we are also, big thing here, do not delete these. If you delete these categories, it will affect your grades from the first 6 weeks. So just leave those alone, let them exist in there, and everything will be fine. You notice that there's percentage, the 80-20 still exists. That is the thing that we are going to get rid of. We are no longer going to have categories that are weighted. So the first move you're going to make, this is the most important move, is to toggle off percentages for categories. Before we make new buckets or categories, we got to get rid of the percentages. So up here in the little snowman next to the assignment tab, we're going to click that. We're going to click assignment groups weight, and it's going to pop up this weighting scheme that shows your 80-20, and we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of weighting categories altogether by simply toggling off this check mark here. And you notice they all disappear. And then click save, and there you have it. You see the weight has disappeared from our categories. Now we need to create a new category or categories for our assignments. This is where you can make the choice of making one new group for all of your assignments, tests, quizzes, projects, or you can create multiple buckets or categories, maybe based off of your PLC decision of how you want to do that, tests, quizzes, daily assignments, projects, essays. You can decide how you want to categorize your work that you do, but none of those categories will hold weight. They will just be places that you will put assignments under. So we're going to create a group here, and we're going to call this group, we'll just call it tests. We'll just do for the people who are doing 1 through points based gradebook, and we'll save that. And you notice that that pops up as its own new category with no weight. Remember, this is a way if you just want to do one category, put everything under one category, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to remove this just to show you really quick the other way. I can add a group that's called tests and save that, and I have my tests. I can add another group and say daily work. I can save that, and now I have 2 categories that I can place different work into, and none of those categories have weights. It's just a place for you to put those, organize your work as a teacher. Okay, so hopefully, just to recap, we've gotten rid of the percentages, so there's no weighted categories here. Everything is going to be weighted off of the points that you assign per assignment. So let's create an assignment. And we're just going to call this test assignment. And this is where we need to make decisions on how we're going to weight our grades via points. So this could be a PLC decision on, okay, our tests are going to be worth 100 points, okay? And, quizzes could be worth 50, daily assignments worth 20. You just have to figure out how you want things to measure out in different weights. So I recommend you have those discussions in your PLC to create some consistency, or by department. The next thing is to give it an assignment group. This is going to now activate those new groups that I created, those new buckets, and we see tests and daily work here. So this is going to be a test worth 100 points. I'm going to put it under the category of test worth 100 points. Okay, and then I want my grade to display as points. So this is how it should look: 100 points under the group that I want it to be under, and so on and so forth. Then I go to, how the rest is the same, how you've been creating assignments all along. So let's say this is an online text entry, and we're going to give it a due date of the 22nd. And I'm going to save and publish that assignment. So if I go back to my assignments tab, I'm going to find, like normal, under my tests, I have that assignment categorized under tests, where I put it with no weight for that category. The weight is all in the points. Okay? And then if I go to my grade book, here is that test listed in my grade book with no percentage to the category, just out of 100. So everything across the board for assignments are going to be out of a points system. So that's how you're going to weight your grades. Hopefully that was helpful. I am making myself available to anybody that wants me to come by during the mornings to help troubleshoot any issues. But I hope that helps and clarifies where we are headed.
If any questions, reach out. This is an important issue. This is an important topic, and we want to make sure we roll things out correctly. Thank you.